The Big East Conference tournament takes place tomorrow. In what a tournament that reminds me of a lot of last year, and a lot of last year because UConn was so good, everyone loved UConn, and the rest of the conference didn't really pose a threat. And I see the same thing here this year. I think St. John's, number one seed, we could. It's the only elite team in the conference, is what I'm saying. I don't think there's another team in there that can really pose a threat. Maybe Marquette and Xavier, the winner of that game, I think is their biggest threat in this conference tournament. I think this conference is down this year, and I think that's why a lot of people are going to hype up St. John's as a better team than they are because they're just not playing that good of competition, in my opinion. And I don't think metric-wise, St. John's is really built to be an NCAA tournament team or an NCAA champion or a Final Four team. And that's simply because I know they got Rich Pitino, I know they got all the head coaching in the world, but it's simply because in modern day college basketball, you got to be able to shoot the three, and this St. John's offense just can't do it, at least average wise. They're not even an average offense. They're a below average offense. And I know the defense is good. I know defense wins in March, but you have to have at least an average offense, and I don't think that St. John's does. I learned a long time ago that there's going to be winners in these conference tournaments, teams that do really well in these conference tournaments that don't do well in the NCAA tournament. And there's going to be teams that don't do well in the conference tournaments that go on to have really good NCAA runs. It happens every year. And I could see that happening for St. John's. I could see them winning this conference tournament and bowing out the first weekend, maybe to a good sixth seed team, maybe like a St. Mary's or anyone else. You know what I mean? So the bottom of the bracket, I don't know. I think any team can come out. I think it could be Philly, it could be UConn, it could be Creighton out of the bottom. And I think it's very tough to say. The Marquette-Xavier game is going to be a war. I think that's going to be a really, really good game because Xavier needs to win that game to really push themselves in to the NCAA tournament. That's the game to watch in my opinion. I think the St. John's Marquette or St. John's Xavier semifinal game is going to decide this conference championship. And if I had to place a wager on it, right now, I would go with St. John's. I think they're just playing better than any other team in this conference. And I think when we go to the NCAA tournament, we're going to see that this conference maybe just isn't as good as we thought. Because every single year there's a conference that does better than expected, and there's a conference that does worse than expected. And I think this Big East could be the conference that does worse than expected this year. Creighton's safe. Creighton should get the winner of Georgetown DePaul. They should win. Creighton should be in the NCAA tournament. I think Marquette will be in the NCAA tournament. The question is whether or not Xavier gets in. UConn will be in the NCAA tournament. Villanova can beat them, and I think Villanova, if one team can bid steal in this conference, I think it's Villanova, and I think they have the path to do so because you don't have to play a Marquette, you don't have to play a St. John's, you don't have to play a hot Xavier. I think you get the teams you want to play in this run. So I think a bid steal potential is the word. I'm not saying it's going to happen. Villanova, Wildcats, to be the bid stealer potential in this conference. Ultimately, my name is Josh Wiss. If you like March Madness, you like conference tournaments, you like college basketball, I promise this is the channel for you. So click that subscribe button. Show me a little icon somewhere down here in the corners. You can click the subscribe button. Watch these videos that YouTube recommends or this playlist because it has all my college basketball videos in there. So go check that one out. I'm sure you're going to like that one. My name is Josh Wiss. Thank you.